Step 6, marketing. All right, you have now put the film out, and now it's time to let the public know that you have made your film and it's out there. The good thing about it is using the streaming platforms that I talked about in step 5, you will have a built in audience, which will help a lot because your film will be where the audience is. I mean, Amazon alone, you're talking about millions and millions and millions of people that have Amazon Prime that can find your film just by doing general searches based on the category and the niche that your film is in. So you have that built-in sort of helper in the marketing process, but there are things you can do on your own. Number one, there's social media. I think everyone knows social media now. I mean, people are sort of pushing social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for just about anything. Um, if you want to get something out there, put it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I mean, that's a whole sort of uh, lecture within itself on doing social media marketing. So I can't get that deep into it, but you want to definitely have a page for your movie, and you want to tell people about your movie, even starting from pre-production on. You can update people on your Facebook page, things like that, on in your Twitter account, and with Instagram. So that sort of goes without saying. You definitely want to do social media. The next thing is you should have a blog, or you can have a blog. You don't have to have a blog, but you can have a blog because that's a way to get people to actually follow you on your website, and it's a way for you to sort of update people on what's going on the way you want to do it. If you want to have a full website about your film, and then have a blog that sort of updates people on some sort of a regular basis, whether that's daily or weekly or monthly or whatever, then you can do that. Another great thing about a blog is you can start to sort of set things up to where um, you can sell other things other than your film, and tell people about your film in your blog. So I would highly suggest doing a blog, even if it's just a general blog about yourself and your film. I would do a blog. I have a small blog on Screen Magic Films, and I do plan to actually start expanding that as I go. But that's something that you definitely want to do is have a blog. YouTube. Um, I would definitely suggest that you put your trailer on YouTube. You can put clips, you can put interviews, you can put everything, you know, about your film on YouTube. So I would definitely suggest starting a YouTube channel if you don't have one, and talk about number one, the experience of being a independent producer, and number two, introducing your film or films as you make them. So that's a great place to get a following, and also give people extra things that they won't find on, say, Amazon or Hulu or something like that. They're not going to see all the behind the scenes. They're not going to see a lot of things that you can show them on a YouTube channel. So that's a great place to keep marketing your film. You have control of the audience, and you can show them things that they wouldn't see anywhere else. Another thing that I'm really getting into now is building a game app around your film. As you know, gaming is a $1 billion industry, and having a game based on your film is a great thing to do. It's really not that expensive. You can find game developers, in places like Fiverr and Upwork. So it's something that I'm really getting into because I have, say, for instance, I have a zombie series called The Z Virus, and it's playing on Amazon Prime. And what I want to do is have a game based around the series, just like The Walking Dead does. I mean, you want to do a lot of the things that the bigger studios do. And the studios, they make their movies, and then they have games, and they have clothing, they have all types of stuff around based around their film. They have all kinds of stuff that help, number one, make extra money based on the film, but number two, also draw attention because someone that may not even know about your film and they stumble upon your game app before they stumble upon your film. And it's a great way to get awareness out there about your film. And I wouldn't necessarily use it as a big money maker unless you're really planning on having a completely separate marketing plan for your game app. But it's definitely something to say, hey, this movie has it's a movie and a game app together. I mean, things like that will separate you from just the other average person that just has a little indie film that they're pushing. You have a film with an app that you can play a game based on your film. So definitely something to think about. Again, you should or you can have a book or a comic book based on your film. And the great thing about it is, even if your film is a drama or a comedy or action movie or whatever, horror film, you can make up a little comic book. There are websites out there that will help you make a comic book, and you can sell that on Amazon. So again, it's not necessarily something that you're going to make a ton of money on, but it's also something that will help people find your book, and you can market. You can market your book, you can market your game app, and you can market your movie all at the same time. So it just makes you look different and helps distinguish you from just the sea of independent films that just sort of come and go. This is something that you can help that will help you market your film longer because you have more products associated with your film. So it's just more than saying, hey, look at my film, look at my film, look at my film. It's like, hey, look at my film. Then a few months later, hey, I have a game app that you can play, and then a few months later, you have a book that's based on the movie, or the movie can be based on the book. So definitely something to look into. Again, Kindle or paperback, or Kindle and paperback. So you can have a comic book on Kindle, and then you can have a hard copy on paperback. And all of those can be seen and bought by your fans and other people that are interested in your product, or they may see this first before they even know about your movie. Okay, the next thing is promotional merchandise. Always a great thing to have. T-shirts, posters. I've even found a couple places out there that have bobbleheads. So if you really have a distinctive character, or you have a creature or something like that you sort of want to push, you can get a bobblehead made of that character. And there are lots of sites out there. I think there's a site called bobbleheads.com. All you have to do is do a Google search, and you'll find there's actually a few different places that will make bobbleheads, custom bobbleheads based on just a couple photos you send them. So you definitely want to have that. You can do those as contest giveaways or just giveaways to fans, and you can start to sell them. I mean, once all of these things start to build up a little bit of buzz, people will actually start to want this. They'll want uh, the things that go along with your film, the T-shirts, the posters, and all the other memorabilia that goes along with your film. So this is a way to market your film. I would highly suggest that if you do have a little bit of extra money and time, that you do these things. These are things that I'm doing and getting into doing, um, and not just throw a bunch of money at Google and Facebook ads. I mean, so many people do that and teach that it's like, okay, build something, put it online, and then get spend a bunch of money on sending advertising to that website or place or whatever. So you can do that, but I personally would not do a lot of that. I would constantly market all of these ancillary things around your film to make your film look bigger and better. And because this is what the studios do. The studios do this exact thing, and this is how they get millions of dollars in promotional merchandise sold around films and things like that. So you want to do the same thing. You want to have all of these things going, and different things you can talk about. All this stuff makes great blog posts when you have nothing else to talk about, when your film's been out there a few months and it's like, what else can I say about my movie? Well, you can talk about your new game that goes along with your movie. You can talk about your new book that goes along with your movie, shirts, and just like I'm saying, everything on this sheet, bobbleheads, everything, and there's probably other things you can think about. But this is how you market your film. And if you do this, you will see that people will start to look at your film different than just another, film that's gonna come and go. You want your film to be something more than that, and and all of these things can definitely help. So really consider this when it comes to marketing, and see what happens. So that's step 6: marketing the smart, effective way, and getting all of these things done is the way to go. So we'll move into the final step, step 7, and I will see you in step 7.